Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing? Hope you're well. Just got back from a World Baseball Classic. It's the equivalent of the World Cup for baseball. As you can see, the building back there, they've got the colors for the logo for the World Baseball Classic. It was a great time. Watched Argentina play New Zealand, and the New Zealand team did the haka before the game. That was badass. I've never seen a haka in real life. That was really cool. So if there's anybody in here from New Zealand, sorry guys, I think you lost. We actually left in the 7th inning because I had to be back here to be with you guys. So yes, I'm here. I made it. Daylight savings time. Did the clocks turn over already? Did that happen? My clocks don't change. So taxation is theft, friends, always. Is that right? Good evening, Randy, and all the Schmeat-DeLoreans. Human hex trafficker. What up, fam? Susie's here. Hey, Susie. We're watching this in the morning. No problem. See you in the morning. DCA time, Corey. DCA time. Bright Light Crypto. What up, Brandy? Time for class. Hello, Serena. Good to see you here. Crypto Kobe. Let's go. Juanito Quentin. It's fire. Money Printer Go Burr. Happy Sunday. Gotta turn off my AC. Yeah, Money Printer Go Burr. Bearded Saint. Thank you. JB. Money Printer Go Burr. Yep. Soldier Pete, I don't have a life. Keep tuning into you. That's okay, Soldier Pete. That was when I was a nurse working night shifts and stuff. I didn't have a life. I made good money too, but that was a crazy life. Good day from, I think those kangaroos from Australia. Please tell me those wallies have taken their fingers off the respective buttons. Yeah, I was just, let me check that the game is still on. I mean, the stadium's only 15 minutes away, so that's how I was able to get back so quick. Yeah, game's over. Yeah. Let's see, New Zealand. No. World Baseball Classic. And let me see. New Zealand, Argentina. Yeah, it looks like Argentina won 4-1. So sorry to all of our friends in New Zealand. They lost. Tex, you're welcome as usual, buddy. Appreciate you being here. Arif. Hey, Randy, I'm new to your work. Where are some places you keep your crypto? There's many places you can do it. I recommend using MetaMask with a hardware wallet. Doesn't matter which one you want. I mean, just choose a hardware wallet. Aurochs, the company our sponsor of this video, Aurochs, they have a new wallet coming out that's super secure and super easy to use. And it's decentralized. And it's going to have like these really cool alerts that if you're going to a site that isn't right, a spam site or a site that's going to take your crypto, they're having all these alerts. And I think that's going to be a really good asset for people, especially new to crypto, who don't know how to use MetaMask properly. And I just had one of my followers message me today. Actually, they messaged me yesterday, but we're in a conversation today stating that they went on a site to claim an airdrop, and they think that their wallet got corrupted and they lost some crypto. So they're moving things around, trying to save their wallet, but for some reason the thieves, that whatever script that they're using, they're only taking certain coins. I think it was SHIB, Hex, and something else. So not everything's getting drained, but only those coins, which is good for him, but still he lost coins. Be careful out there, folks. Midterms, 100% success rate since 1933. The game is rigged. Yeah, midterm pumps. Daily D, you got that right. You got that right. All right, so let's talk about why if you guys saw my tweet today, let me pull it up so you can see it. Where are they? And show you this. So this is me earlier today. The DCA has begun. If we are not at the bottom, we are getting close. I am not all-knowing. I am prepared. So look, I don't necessarily know that the market's bottomed, but I know that we're past Shemitah. That's done. All right. I do know that we have a solar eclipse coming, a lunar eclipse, an election in the United States, a midterm election. And all these things are, the first two, I think, bode well. I mean, solar eclipse and the election are good, but that stuff that happens in November, maybe after the elections, it's going to get real nasty. The markets might take their third leg down, like a real strong drop. But for now, I'm DCAing back in because, frankly, we had the Bank of England announce QE again, and we got other countries that are looking to print, and we just had the U.S. with this very large hurricane come through and wipe out Florida, at least half of the state, the west half of the state, and the elections are coming. So this all bodes well for governments toning down their rhetoric about raising rates. Raising rates isn't a bad thing. I think it's a great thing, right? But they only know one thing. Every time there's a problem, the only thing that they know what to do is to lower the rates and get the money printers going. So in the near term, over the next I don't even know when the elections are. When is the elections? Could you guys say in the chat? I don't even pay attention. But after the elections, I think that's when we might have another leg down. And the U.S. might do one more or two more tightenings of the belt. We'll see. If they get more dovish, like this last one was 75 basis points, I was thinking they might do a whole 1 basis point or a whole 100 basis points. PulseChain says the elections are 11/8. Well, the lunar eclipse is 11/9, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But yeah, I might get it back out of the market prior to that, just because, just precautionary, because things could get nasty real quick. And now there's talks that Credit Suisse is close to bankruptcy, and that doesn't bode well for the markets. And there'll be talk that they're gonna stay afloat. But remember, hey Bugs, remember the Lehman Brothers back in the day? Yeah, you guys aren't old enough. Most of you guys are too young. But in 2008, they were saying, "Oh, Lehman Brothers, another Shemitah year. Lehman Brothers is fine. Everything's good. Be careful." Not be careful, but feel safe that your money's good. And then Lehman Brothers went bankrupt, and Bear Stearns too. Yeah, careful with your seed phrases, guys. Yeah, Soldier Pete, I had the same problem. I lost my staker seed phrase because I did that when I was in Mexico, and we were in a hurry when we left. We just threw everything in a box, and our boxes and left, man, because we had to get out of the country. We were over our 6 months, so I'm very careless, and I lost my seed phrase. But if you contact customer service, they'll help you because they can access your wallet for you. Yep. It is now, Brian. Good evening. Paul Sachs. Look at this. November 7th, lunar eclipse. November 8th, midterms elections in the United States. Goodness gracious. This is just bonkers. Yeah, Randy will be out in October. Maybe on Halloween, I'll get out of the market. Or whenever the next new moon is, that'll be the time to get out. You know what I'm saying? New moons are always a good time to get out, that little time horizon there. So let's read an article about Credit Suisse, because this is what everyone's freaking out about right now. This reminds us of Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns back in the day. Credit Suisse has been treading on thin ice for a while now, and it's just a matter of time before they implode. But this is what they're saying. Make this a little bit bigger so you guys can read it. Junior bankers and traders who are either already at Credit Suisse or who hold offers to join Credit Suisse next year can come out of their safe spaces. Contrary to reports this weekend, the bank is unlikely to be going under. So say some of the most knowledgeable figures in the industry, many of whom actually did witness several banks going under in 2008. Remember, that was a Shemitah year, 2008. Where did the rumor of Credit Suisse imminent demise come from? Twitter appears to hold the smoking gun. People like Spencer Jacob of the Wall Street Journal's head on the street column and various pundits have been putting out tweets like those below, following last Friday's memo from the latest Credit Suisse CEO Ulrich Kerner, informing staff that the day-to-day stock price performance of the bank should not be confused with its strong capital base and liquidity position. So Spencer tweeted out, "I trust that you are not confusing our day-to-day stock price performance with a strong capital base and liquidity position of the bank." Credit Suisse CEO, September 30th, 2022. Our capital position at the moment is strong. That's what the CEO or CFO of Lehman Brothers said on September 8th, 2008, right before they went bankrupt. The Financial Times says Credit Suisse has spent the weekend reassuring investors that all is fine. Some are convinced. Credit Suisse may be the worst big bank in Europe, but it's not about to go under, said one. Nonetheless, some Credit Suisse juniors appear to be panicking. A thread on forum website Wall Street Oasis is tinged with hysteria about rescinded job offers and the danger of finding yourself screwed in the event of a crisis. It's honestly a bit scary, says one CS first year Credit Suisse. Unfortunately, Credit Suisse itself isn't the only one offering reassurance. Boaz Weinstein, the financial crisis CDS king and founder of Saba Capital Management, also thinks the Credit Suisse is Lehman Brothers narrative is overblown and has been saying so much on Twitter. "Oh my, this feels like a conservative effort at scaremongering. See my tweets. In 2011-2012, Morgan Stanley CDS was twice as wide as Credit Suisse is today. Take a deep breath, guys." Okay. Take a deep breath. "The scaremongering around Credit Suisse is gross," says Weinstein in another tweet. Others, including journalists, seem to share that view. Tom Braithwaite at the Financial Times suggested that Spencer Jacob might want to delete this tweet. He didn't. Okay, that's enough. So they're going back and forth. You got some people on one side saying that Credit Suisse is in danger of going under just like Lehman Brothers. And then you got the other one saying, "Oh, all's good." Haven't heard anything from a government yet, though. Will the EU allow Credit Suisse to go under? I don't even know if Credit Suisse would fall under the banner of the EU. Does anybody know? Could the European Central Bank, can they the ESB or whatever they're called, can they step in and save them? I'm not sure. I'm not sure they would want to. Crypto Cashew, what's up, folks? As an anarcho-capitalist, I say let them burn. Thanks for the QE news, Bitcoiners, no problem. Greetings all. Mix, aka J.A. Soul. Okay. Yeah, so if you were around in 2008 and you watched this, like I was unemployed at the time. I had just moved back to Rochester, New York. I was living with my best friend, and I was watching the markets collapse. I sold all my gold and silver, and I was living off of my savings. And I watched the markets just tumble. And I watched banks go upside down and fall apart. I watched, excuse me, I watched Bear Stearns go under. I watched before I moved back to Rochester, I watched as my patients were trying to commit suicide because they lost their houses and the interest rates are going up. So their loans that were not fixed rate loans, they're adjustable, put them in a bad position, just like our friends in the UK are. I think on January 1st, anybody that has adjustable rate mortgage is going to be big trouble. So if you had a 0 rate mortgage and it was locked in for 2 years or for 4 years, whatever, all of a sudden on January 1st, they're going to raise your rate to 4%. That's going to be huge. Sorry. So people bit off more than they could chew. So I think we're going to see a lot of bankruptcies and a lot of people lose their homes in the UK. In the US, we're already going to see that. I don't think this time is much as a bigger problem with the adjustable rate mortgages, because that may have everyone might have learned their lessons, but we still have a problem with people. If we go into a recession, people are going to lose their jobs, and that's going to be tough, because when people lose their jobs, they can't pay their mortgage, and they're going to, have to give up their house. So it's just going to be a snowball rolling downhill. The good news, and the reason why I say I'm going back in, is because I believe that government's going to start announcing QE, quantitative easing. That means they're going to start hitting the printer of the money, and we're just going to get a massive amount of fresh cash in the system. And all that deflation you guys thought we were going to get is going to turn into inflation again, because that's the only thing that they know. They're Keynesians. Keynesians believe in printing to get out of problems. So Europe is going to print to get out of their problems. UK is going to print out to get out of their problems. The US is going to realize they won this war with the currency battle for now. And, the US is doing really good, but this is the fastest the US has ever raised interest rates in history. The fastest, even more than 1984, which was the prior fastest. So they've raised the interest rates. They're tied. They're going to let it go a little bit more, and then they're going to start being more dovish, and I think they're going to start printing again. And when they do that, be ready, because crypto is going to start flying. I think crypto is going to be the first one out the gate. Gold and silver will be right behind it. So I'm being optimistic for crypto. We might have an earlier launch than I thought. I was thinking that right about a year before the Bitcoin halving, we'd start to see up and to the right a little bit. But if QE is launched, it'll ignite earlier. The EU will soon be an economic dead zone by design. House's lost tribe. I totally agree. Very sad. Very sad. I remember Rochester, they had some tough cross-country runners that lived in Nyack. Nyack's down south, closer to New York City, I believe. Yes, we had some great cross-country runners. A lot of the schools, Brighton, Pittsford, Sutherland, good runners. So by back in, are you saying back in now or waiting for both eclipses? Bobby, I went back in. With the DCA, it's begun. So through the next couple of weeks, I will put money back in the system, and hopefully I don't get ground up and spit out the other side. But I'm pretty good at this. I know when I sense when things are turning, and because EU looks like they're going to do quantitative easing. UK already announced it. They're buying the grit. I think they're called grits or something. There's the paper for the bonds, whatever that they use over there. I don't remember the exact name. They're using newly printed money, the government is, to buy it up. So that's a good sign that QE is coming. And the US, I don't know how much longer they want to keep this up where the dollar keeps rising, because in the end, you're hurting your own people, because imports, which one is it? Exports get way too expensive. So sooner or later, the manufacturing slows because nobody wants to buy US products because they're too damn expensive, right? Imports will be cheap. It'll be cheap for you to go on vacation. But in the end, it's going to hurt the US dollar. It's going to hurt the employees. You'll start to see the jobless rate move up, the unemployment rate go up. So be careful what you wish for. Hey, Marianne. Yes, I am. Sunday through Thursday. Hey, Nate. UN provided the seed money for Ethereum. How's this lost tribe? I don't know anything about that. Luke P. Moon. What's next in the micro, Big Randy? The micro. I viewed a video on a way of transferring 100% energy from the earth via graphene down the hole. Has been proven. Okay. I love graphene. Graphene is cool. Luke PM, the Oracle. I'm DCing, but won't throw too much in until the China sells for Lunar New Year FUD. Yeah. Yep. That's serious FUD though. So there's just so many things going on around the world. I mean, who's to know what's going to happen with Ukraine and Russia? I'm hoping the deal is struck soon and that we could get over that and move on. Russia's annexed four parts of Ukraine. Supposedly, those are the areas that want to be part of Russia. They no longer want to be part of Ukraine because they're predominantly Russian. Okay, let it happen. Let's not force. If we force, Putin's not going to give up. You know, you're not going to win this one. Sorry, Ukraine. This guy's not going to give up. They no longer have a pipeline, so the pipeline's gone. So Russia has no tool to negotiate anymore, and puts them like a scared animal in the corner, right? Yeah. The last time I saw, I mean, the U.S. we had bases all over the world surrounding them. You know, I was in the military. Okay, we got bases everywhere. The U.S. does all over Europe, all over Middle East, even bases in Africa. Russia doesn't. They're not surrounding anybody. So just remember that. Just remember how much of a footprint NATO has and those kind of things. I'm not against Ukraine. I love Ukraine. I just think that they need to back the fuck off, man. Yeah. If your people want to leave you, let them leave. Let them annex and go back to where they want to be part of. That's cool with me. You know, I think other countries are going to start doing the same. So, like I said last week, I think Italy is going to be the next Brexit moment. I think it will have Ital exit. Italy's tired of the EU. I think they want to get out. That's what their recent vote shows us. So, I hate war. War sucks, but they're pushing for it. IOWs, if NWO wins versus BRICS, then Ethereum will probably explode. Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing, right? The BRICS want an asset-based crypto or CBDC. They want a coin that is backed by hard assets: gold, silver, coal, wheat, coffee, you know, all that kind of stuff, rare earth metals, all those kind of things. So the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and now Argentina. Argentina is joining them. So those are all countries that produce a lot of base materials. Now they want the currency to be backed by something, whereas the West, they don't feel the need to back their currencies or anything. The only thing the U.S. backs their currency with is the war machine, right? So I think the BRICS, they could put a hurting on the world, but for now, the U.S. dollar is still the dominant player, and they're going to keep pushing, and they're going to keep making the U.S. dollar stronger because that's how they can leverage. But when that stops, when that wheel stops, I feel for my country because the U.S. is going to be in deep hurts when the dollar starts tanking. Thoughts on Dickie acquiring a sex? Who's Dickie? Oh, Richard. Thoughts on Richard acquiring a sex brand? Simple retail will be a lot easier to onboard. Yep. Yeah, he'll do it. He'll find something. I've already heard that there might be stuff happening behind the scenes. So cool. Bring it on. Fighting over energy when there's abundance. Pearl, you damn straight. There's so much. Backed by hard assets is the proper path and would best promote world peace. I totally agree. I have no problem with it. It's just the authoritarian rule that comes along with the hard assets. You know, I think China owns 99% of all rare earth metals, and we need a rare earth for everything. I mean, these things, we need rare earths for these, you know, indium, molybdenum, all the metals that we need for these phones to work. It's cobalt for the cars. There's a reason why the U.S. went in and set Libya free, right? U.S. and France. Lithium. They call themselves BRICS, Connor. It's BRICS. Now it's going to be BRICS because now they have Argentina joining them. Not fighting over energy, fighting over control of people. Well, in the end, that's the ultimate goal, right? Luke Duke, how you doing, sir? It's Concur. Feel like we're getting closer to PLS launch. PulseChain, you ain't lying. I feel the energy. You see, did you guys feel? Do you feel the energy in the PulseChain? The Hex community starting to pulsate a little bit stronger. I feel it. I feel it. Right, it's out of control. Yep. Most of people fled those parts of Ukraine before the Russians invaded, so the vote cannot be real, as most of those people from those parts were not there to vote. I don't know anything about that. We don't spread democracy for nothing now, Randy. Spread democracy. Since when do we spread democracy? If they don't do what they're told, we go in and topple the country and leave them in rubble like we did with Libya. Randy Smart, a number of things. Your take on Zen? I haven't really looked at it, AK. I know everyone keeps asking me, oh, Randy, check out Zen, check out Zen. I know it's a free claim, so I've got a couple wallets that I'll free claim with to get my Zen. And that's about it. Maybe I'll buy a couple on the open market. That's it. The reason why I think it'll do well is only because of the name behind it. That's why. He's got lots of Twitter followers, the founder. He's a former Googler, number 21 employee at Google. So that's why it'll do well. That's what I think. He's got some what we call influence. Look how good the UN has done running Libya. Slavery is formally back. I'm hearing terrible stories. Terrible stories. You can go watch, I admit that I watch Vice sometimes and DW News on YouTube, and they have some good stories about how people are treated when that's where the coyotes, and going from Mexico into the US, we call them coyotes. I don't know what they call them from Libya into Europe, but the amount of atrocities that are happening in Libya right now is terrifying. Of the poor people who are coming from Africa, sub-Saharan countries, going up into I think Mali and a couple other places, and into Libya to go across. It's scary. Scary how these people are being treated. Notice the Oryx legs print and then go away. How long until they confirm? What are you using them for? Are you using them anything under a week? If you're using them anything under a week, yeah, they disappear real quick. They can come, then they disappear. Crypto King, would it be good morning to you? Yeah, you're in Japan, so it's good morning. We dropped the best democracy bombs because freedom. RH tweeted about being in with your bestie Hexo next week. Yeah, I think he's going to be streaming with Hexo next week. But Hexo's got me blocked, so I haven't been on Twitter all because I was at the baseball game. So sorry I missed it. Sup, King? It's only Saturday. Cool. Has someone got the link for the free claim of Zen? It's not a free claim yet. It doesn't start for another 6 days, I believe. All right, let's go look at some of the news that's happening because it's so exciting. All right, stock futures slightly positive after Dow and S&P 500 cap worst month since March 2020. Aren't you guys so glad that I warned you about Shemitah and you missed the worst month since March 2020? Stock futures rose slightly in overnight trading Sunday after Wall Street wrapped up another negative quarter, and both the S&P 500 and Dow Jones Industrial Average finished their worst month since March 2020. Futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 100 points or 0.35%, while S&P 500 added 0.22%. NASDAQ 100 futures traded flat. Friday capped off a negative month and quarter for all the major averages, with the Dow falling 500.1 points or 1.71%. To close below 29,000 for the first time since November 2020. For the quarter, the Dow fell 6. Oh my God, serious here? For the quarter, the Dow fell 6.66%, to notch a 3-quarter losing streak for the first time since the third quarter of 2015. If people believe that they don't use numbers and numerology, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. They love using the numbers. Both the S&P and NASDAQ composite fell 5.28% and 4.11%, respectively, to finish their third consecutive negative quarter for the first time since 2009. Dow shed 8.8% in September, while the S&P, okay, okay, that's good enough for that one. Dow Jones futures rise as bear market eyes third leg down. Record Tesla deliveries fall short. Dow Jones futures were a little changed Sunday night. Tesla deliveries easily hit a record in the third quarter, but came in far below estimates. China electric vehicle rivals also reported sales. The major indexes fell solidly in the past week, causing a terrible September. Yes, we know that. Tesla deliveries came in at 343,830 in the third quarter, up 42% versus a year earlier, and 35% above quarter two's 254,695. When the Shanghai plant faced a lengthy shutdown and slow recovery due to COVID lockdowns, the quarter three figure comfortably topped Q1's record Tesla delivery figure of 310,048. They came in well shy of the 355 to 365,000 that analysts expected. Tesla blamed logistical issues, but the report will reinforce China demand concerns. Well, I kind of understand what was going on, right? We went through this last year. We ordered our Volkswagen Touareg. It took 10 months to get delivery because they didn't have chips. So the plant was shut down in Slovakia. So we couldn't get our truck. I paid the money, but nothing was coming. So and then all of a sudden, a week before we went on vacation, I got an email saying, "Oh, your truck's in Stockholm. It's on its way." So I guess they got an allocation. My truck came from Sweden, so I have a Swedish Volkswagen. It's so funny. when it first got delivered to me, everything was in Swedish. I had to figure out how to change it to English, and that was a nightmare. It took me like 45 minutes. Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Hit and Run, great book. Connor, yes, it is. It is a great book. PulseChain, what's up, Randy? Hope you're well. Yes, sir, I'm doing great. We just got back from the World Baseball Classic, watched Argentina beat New Zealand. I'm telling you what, guys, if you've never seen a haka in real life, if you guys even know what a haka is, it's when the guys, they go, ooh, ooh, and they do like these monkey sounds to intimidate the other guys. It is intense, man. Intense. Even my son, he was playing around, not paying attention, but he stopped everything just to watch the guys do the haka. That shit was cool. I've never seen one in real life, but the Venezuelan guys, or not the Venezuelans, the Argentinian guys, because we were right behind the dugout for the Argentina team, and they were laughing like, "Man, never seen anything like that before." They didn't know what to do. Is it a recession yet, or is it 6 months in a row now? Connor, I think we've been in a recession for a while. Yeah. Yes, I forgot to mention that. Fed meets tomorrow, closed board of governors. So this is big news. Tomorrow, the Fed is getting together because I think that the Credit Suisse thing is worse than what they're saying in the news. I think we could have another Lehman Brothers event. And if that happens, the market will take a big crap tomorrow or this week sometime. If it doesn't, I speculate that nothing bad will happen until after the elections. The only money you would put out for a Zen is gas fees or when you buy it off the market as people provide liquidity. Yeah, exactly. Just claim it. I'm going to do like 5 wallets. I sound so snob. I just caught myself there. I sound so snobbish. I'll do like 5 wallets because I have so many. But I think 5 is sufficient. Don't want to overdo it. I'm in the Rosicrucian order, but as a Christian, well above Freemasonry, who is indeed satanic in their chain of command. Literally says Satan is out. Yeah. There's some weird stuff going on out there, guys. Everything's upside down. The family's upside down. The family unit, the school system's upside down. The elections are upside down. the things that they want to focus on are just totally bizarre. I don't get it. Oxcolette, how you doing? So when NWO says in God we trust, they're referring to me. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I'm not going to say it because I want to keep this channel. Yeah, Pepe, that's for the for the Zen. You should post a video of it next time. Yes. Okay. I'm going to remind everyone that Zen is not available yet. All right. It's not available for 6 more days or maybe 5.5 days. Where are you based? I'm in Panama. This is Panama City. Beautiful Panama City. Randy lives in Mexico. Apologize for mentioning anything religious. Came to learn what's up in markets only. Yeah, no problem. Look, I just did a 30-day series on Shemitah. It was all about the Jewish religion. I took a lot of shit for it. I got people telling me that this stuff is all a scam and it's all, you know, reading bones type thing. No. That's why every Shemitah we have, every 7 years, we have a big leg down over the course of the year. It was no different this year. Kalugi. Black Maddox. Monkey sounds. That's the first. I don't know why. This is the first thing that came to my mind. They're like, oh, and they're hitting their chest, and it's like watching gorillas. I mean, these guys are like, I don't know. Watch a haka sometime, and you'll see what I'm saying. Imagine the guy, and especially the guys that do the what's it called? Rugby, because they're huge. They look like fucking silverback gorillas. Imagine a Pulse launch before the November 13th HSI auction. Oh, hell. Oh, be still my heart. If that happens, be still my heart. I sure hope so. Is any of the danger that Richard ran to Panama still around? Yeah. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you're going to get railroaded, man. It's not just Panama. Yeah. See, he came here with money. He got connected with the wrong people, and they took advantage of him. I came here with no money. I got connected with the good people, and they hooked me up with other good people to handle my business for me. And I've never had anything bad happen. So it's all who you know, man. It's all who you know. The difference between a place like Panama and a difference like going to somewhere like Denmark or Estonia or one of those countries where the law is over there, the rule of the land is law, right? In Panama, the rule of the land is money. Period. But what he was using was called something called bearer bonds, and bearer bonds no longer exist. Meaning, if my house is owned by a bearer bond or bearer share, whoever holds that bearer share owns the house. So, for example, I buy a house and I keep it in a bearer share. Someone comes robs my house, they take that bearer share, they can go and they could sell the house now because they own that bearer share. That's what Richard was using, I believe. But Panama made bearer shares illegal about the time I moved here in 2011 or 2012. They're just in the process of making it illegal. Yeah, 11-1 PLS. Yeah, exactly. I hope so. There is danger everywhere. Yeah, there is. I keep a pretty low profile. I have not had sexual relations with that Shemitah. It's hard to imagine how the outlook of my life changes when Pulse launches. Connor, I'm telling you, you guys have no clue what's about to hit you. The ETH POW was pretty much, it's almost a ghost chain because there were so few projects like Hex that just automatically work on the new chain, on the proof of work chain. But Hex is going to have liquidity for every project. ETH POW didn't have that. Ethereum Fair they don't have that. People had to come in and add liquidity, so it's going to take time to build stuff up. The first minute that PulseChain launches, there's going to be liquidity for every token. Every token. That changes things. That means there's going to be a rush of people coming in to sell or set up other liquidity to take advantage. That's how I feel about it. I think he's waiting to see how the security audit deal plays out. Stephen, what are you talking about? Talking about Zen or what? Randy got lucky? No, I don't believe in luck. I believe in being prepared. Yeah. I agree with you, Randy. I think next leg down is after the election. Yeah. Oh, shit. Really? July 11, 22, 22. Weirdest thing happened tonight. So we're sitting there right on the line. There's only about 200 people at the game tonight because nobody cares about Argentina and New Zealand. They had already lost, so they were just fighting for last place, right? So the tickets were only like $6. We're like, let's go. It's awesome. I get to go to almost an MLB game. My son's first game, the player gave him a baseball. I thought that was so cool. He's only 4.5 years old. I never got a game, and I never get game ball, and I went to probably 30 to 40 baseball games in my life. And one of the players ran by, and he had 22 as his jersey number. I was like, water's above. Damn you. Water's above has racked 22 for me. Oh, God. John Runyon, welcome. Zen launch site with countdown timer is zen.network. 5 days, 13 hours left. Thank you, PulseChain. I need to 2x my bags by tomorrow. What ape into, sir? Probably, I think our best bet is right now, don't slaughter me, but I think our best bet is Hedron. I think Hedron's got so many good things going for it that this shit is going to do very well over the next couple months. Now we have Poly coming from the guys at Maximus DAO, where they're going to pool everybody's Hedron that sends it in, and they're going to use that Hedron to buy up a lot of the stakes that are available in the first days of the auction for the HSIs. And that's cool. I think that's going to help pump it. And then on November 17th, we have the big auction, first day. That's going to be really cool. A lot of stuff's going to happen. So I think Hedron, of all the things, I think that's the one that's going to pump the hardest over the next couple of weeks. Hex, now, if PulseChain is announced, Hex is going to freaking fly. So do you want to take the chances and miss out on that one to participate in the Hedron, or just know that you're going to get Hedron on both chains and be okay with it? So my play right now is Hedron. I already have tons of Hex, so my play is Hedron. My county here digitized all property records except for mine because I asked nicely not to have it so easily fraudulently stolen via fake quick claim. Wow. I went to the doctor the other day. I got a story for you. I went to the doctor the other day. I went to my cardiologist, and I have to go get some blood work done. And he had me sign up for this website, and it's all digital. He said, "Oh, could you go sign up for this now? Put it on your phone, and when you go to the lab, just have them scan it, and they'll put all your blood work onto the scan or onto the website, and I'll get a notification that it's done, and I'll contact you if anything's looking bad." And he goes, "And you'll get a copy of it as well." You know, as a nurse, I'm like, I better get a freaking copy of my blood work, right? So I told him, I was like, "Doc," I said, "do you really trust something like this? This is totally centralized. How easy would it be something to get hacked?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm 100% okay with it. I think it's going to be secure." I said, "I'm not. I'm a crypto guy. Crypto gets hacked. Regular centralized stuff gets hacked even more." So I felt really insecure with that, knowing that now all my medical stuff is going to be digitized. Didn't like that. I feel like I missed hacks, but god damn it, I put in PLSSEC and PLSXSEC. Good for you, Connor. Welcome. Thank you, Marion. You talking about on Friday during our show? I like Jesse, but remember, Jesse has his own projects. He has Liquid Loans and Power City that he wants to promote. And Power City is going to be a competitor to PulseX, I think, in a lot of ways. So he wants to promote that. Why did Hexco block you? Because I called him out. He was talking shit about Odyssey and Library, the ones that are being investigated by the SEC. And those guys have been fighting for us for years against the SEC. Fighting for us, I mean fighting for crypto against the SEC. And the only other project that was fighting with the SEC was XRP. But the guys at Odyssey are good guys, right? They're really truly into decentralization. You put content on Odyssey, your stuff can't get taken down. And Hexo is talking shit to somebody. I can't remember her name, redhead, and saying, "Oh, maybe if you guys were a finished product," and talking stuff like that. And I said, "Hexo, stop it. Enough is enough. You know, you don't know what you're talking about. I mean, it's like saying YouTube is a finished project. Product. YouTube's not a finished product. It's constantly changing. Software changes, right? I understand that when it comes to other products, like Hex is perfect. That's a product, right? But an entertainment platform or social media platform is not a product. It's a project. They always change. They're always getting upgraded. So, yeah, I called him out for that. He didn't like it. Welcome, Florian. Welcome. Where are you? Medellin? Bogota? Cali? 2 months, 22 days. Marion, stop it. Oxcolette, hey, congratulations to everyone that bought PulsePot. It's flying right now. I think it's around BNB, but it's going to be one of these projects that's coming to PulseChain. The only reason why I didn't support it is because I can't support gambling. I'm staying away from anything that's gambling. I made that decision back in 2017. I said no more gambling products or projects. I don't want to be part of them. That's why I'm not supporting PulsePot. What's your take on Hex moving from 201 AK 21 Saturn to 202 AK 22 from the lens of waters above? AK, I leave that to him, man. He left it so open-ended. I couldn't even. I watched it and I was like, it was so over my head. I'm like, I'm so new to this stuff that I couldn't even make a decision on it. I even called my mom, and my mom, she watched the episode 2 or 3 times, and she couldn't really get what Waters Above was saying about Hex going from Saturn to 22. Yeah. I was so lost. Sadly, Connor, I would estimate over half of the current Hex community feels like they missed the big gains. Me included. I started July 2021. Still buying, though. Yeah. Sorry about that, Paul. But you guys will be fine. If you guys got into PulseChain and PulseX, you should be fine. That's what I was thinking about Hedron, all the Maxi projects as well. Just a thought. Human Hex Trafficker, it's going to be bonkers for Hedron over the next 2 months. I need to figure out what the Vatican is going to do with all those recalled assets yet. We will see. Maybe they knew something about the banking system before we did. Maybe. All right, seems like a flashy kind of guy. That's not going to work out for you living in Latin America. Black Label Expat? Damn right. You don't come here and you don't flash at all. Well, you know, I have a nice truck, but that's it, dude. I wear T-shirts and shorts everywhere I go. I look like a typical Panagringo. They call Panagringos people who will take the bus, who will take the metro, wear my flip-flops. I don't dress up, and that's all. You know, I don't wear chains. I don't wear watches. You know, all I have is my wedding band, and that's silver. I don't even wear gold. I don't take the chance. My wife the same. You know, she told me a long time ago. She goes, "We got to be careful here." And Panama is probably the safest country in Central America. People are like, "Oh, I'm going to Costa Rica." Costa Rica's crime rate is pretty high compared to Panama. I'm going to take profit this time. Last time I watched Hex go to 50 cents just to go back down. Oxcolette, hey, it's up to you. I wouldn't, whatever you guys feel comfortable doing. Can't hurt. Good day, everyone. I finally got on live. Matt, welcome. Matt in Bali. Love to have a meetup in Bali. Where do you think the first place the launch of PulseChain will be announced? And will it be announced before or after Snapshot? I think he's going to tweet it. I think the validators will probably be the first to know, right? He's got to give us, the thing is, you can't just tweet it out, because the validators have to be ready. Everyone has to be ready for the blockchain to run. So he's got to give us a time. He's got to say, okay, 1 week from now, at this block of Ethereum, PulseChain's launching. He's got to do it, I think. And there's no way in hell that you can just tell your validators and let them front run anybody without the whole rest of the community knowing. I don't think that there's no way Richard would do that. Like telling the validators, okay, we're launching in 8 hours, be ready. The word's going to get out. It's going to leak somewhere. So he's got to give us time, a short time. Not too much, though, because people will take advantage. What I miss? I had to catch up on tons of stuff. Sorry. Hey, welcome, Barry. Well, we were just talking about the Credit Suisse situation and the world banking situation. It's pretty rough out there. CIA hacks anything they want to fund their black budget stuff. Yeah. You didn't miss hacks, get staked. Glad you called them out. Yeah, man. I've been in this game a long freaking time. Good grief, Prometheus AI was doing all kinds of market manipulation by version 2. What's it capable of now? Don't know. AI is scary. Medical information held at ransom for crypto. Exactly. Has anyone posted a safe list of free airdrops that Hexagon should be claiming? Andrew, the problem is they're all done. All the airdrops are already done. There's nothing active right now. Right now I have 100 T shares, but I'm focused on PLS and PLSX for the next year or so. 100 T shares is respectable. That's hard to get nowadays. That's my son's wallet. He's got about 100. Yes, sir. First instinct spot on. I live in Medellin. Awesome. We were thinking about coming down for Christmas. We'll see. I don't gamble. I'll just stake it. Yeah. Xcalad, that's fine. I mean, I'm not saying that I will gamble it. I had such a bad experience with decent.bet when I was on the team that they're so difficult to keep legal, keep the law off your back when you got a gambling platform. You skipped over my last post, Randy. I want people to be protected from those guys. I want them to be protected. Sandra. Let me see if I find it. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Randy, Degen Tunes stole the USDC out of my wallet. $293. Beware, they are scammers. Degen Tunes. Okay. Stay away from Degen Tunes, guys. Is that an NFT project? I'm just going down. Former zone, high percentage companies to do with the DNA. Yeah, I understand. Soldiers, Pete, I've heard of that. I've heard it. Yeah. I would not. Hey, the military forced me to get my cheek swabbed back in the day. But if you don't have to get it done, I wouldn't. I got no doctor, so I stacked up with Windex and duct tape. I actually think we briefly met last year at Acapulco. Florian, I'm sure we did. Matt and Bali, what's up, brother? I've got no problem with going plane or riding a bus. I'm married 26 years, small dogs. Yeah, exactly. If you know how to lay low, it's great. I hung out with a Hexagon this morning, him and his wife and I and my wife and my son. We went for a walk on Santa Costera, which is down the waterfront. And you would never know. I mean, we're both PulseChain, PulseX, Hex. He owns a very large farm. You know, they got a beautiful condo. They're super successful, in my opinion, for an expat family. His wife is Panamanian as well. And you can really, very unassuming. That's the way you got to go as an expat. I don't care what country you're in. Even if you're an expat in the United States, it's best to lay low. Don't get too flashy. You don't want the IRS. Oh, good. What price do you think Hex will jump to after PulseChain announcement? I'll probably do a 5-6x if he gives us 2 weeks announcement or 2 weeks notice. If it's only a 1 week notice, might do a 3x, 4x. Wish I knew about the Hex at the time. We could have had an actual conversation then. I actually, my talk in Acapulco, I actually brought it up at my last slide of my talk. I was talking about being a digital nomad. in my last slide, it was my wife and I had a Hex t-shirt on, I think a Hex hat or something. And I told everyone, I don't care what anybody thinks, Hex is my favorite crypto. And that was my talk at Anarchapulco. So yeah, they hated me for that. I got comments from Raphael and those guys. They did not like that I did that. But I don't care. It was my talk. There will be no advance notice to the public. We'll just hear it as live now. Brian, I don't understand how that works with validators. So the validators, if they're out of the house, they got to come running home and turn their computers on. I mean, I don't understand how that works. Anyway, thank you for your streams. Big ups. No problem, Florian. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Safe token if you haven't claimed, and wait if you haven't claimed. Okay, Marianne, those are the 2 airdrops available. Safe token, but that's if you have the what's it called? Staker app, and you've used Staker app. And wait token is if you've sacrificed for PulseChain, PulseX, Fiat, Mintra, Genus, whatever it is. I didn't participate in that one, so I don't remember the name of it. Genius. My problem with PulseSwap was their extremely weak reasoning for the project. If people aren't going to do it, might as well go do it. Well, do it there. Drug dealers rationalize the same way. Yeah. AI is very scary indeed. I worked in IT for 20 years in government and private sectors. Some I still can't talk about or I may go poof. I totally get it. There's only a few stories I won't talk about, and those are all stories from when I was in the Navy. Never heard of them until I looked on etherscan.io. I never gave anyone permission for my USD or anything. Oh, Sandra, you're making my stomach ill right now. Is that only for those who have Gnosis wallet? Yes. Staker app. Staker app uses Gnosis. Just tuning here, Randy. Thanks for streaming. Hex Heart, no problem. I am here for you guys. Sunday night through Thursday night. We talking about the news, talking about Hex, talking about PulseChain. When PulseChain launches, I might have to up my streams to 1.5 hours to 2 hours because there's going to be so much to talk about. Thank you. Thanks, Sandra, for sharing that. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Be careful with your crypto, folks. Use it on a separate computer. Flashy is prideful, and then comes the fall. Yeah. No, thank you. Go gray, man. Minimalist for the win. I mean, doing these live streams is actually risky too. Can you do? I couldn't attend the talk. Oh yeah, no problem. What's fresh, Randy? Hex down under. Just enjoying baseball today. Florian's got a Colombian girl. He likes to live dangerously. I had him at just to diversify the wallet. Liquid loans, LL. We had a fight that day. My bad, no problem. So you upset the rulers of the Fed that doesn't believe in rulers. Exactly, George Chops. Exactly. Kind of hypocritical. Probably 2023 end or start to mid 2024 be a good time. Market would be cranking by then. Hex revisiting all-time high and beyond. You're talking about a get-together in Bali? That will be a good time. What do you think Rich is going to do with the 1.6 billion? I don't know. I'm not worried about it. It was a sacrifice. Learn that. It was a sacrifice. No expectations. Thumbs up to longer streams. Yeah. Can you imagine what it's going to be like? I mean, I'm going to be so excited. I'm going to want to stream. Go in and delete all connections. Keep up on that. Yeah, always delete your connections on your MetaMask. I'm telling you, this new wallet that Aurochs is coming out with, they're there to protect you. And I like what they're doing. 50 wallets for 10%. I think it will pump hard. Oh, God, Corey's going all in. No problem. I'm here. Tin Top. Did you see Pep stream the other day? Coffee and Others, wins.comp, and yeah, I was there. I was there for about 45 minutes of it. But then he called Shemitah shit. I was out. I couldn't handle it anymore. He's saying we were crazy because we believe in Shemitah. It's okay so long as no one says anything that's not findable in public realm. Yeah. I remember back in the day, Jay Borwick, all I can remember is he always talking about enemas. Coffee enemas. That was his thing. Yeah, Pearl, I hope so too. But for now, I know that the Aurochs one's coming. So if Richards isn't great, I'm thankful that the Aurochs team has been working on it. And Aurochs is going to go public. So whatever they're doing, they're going to have lots of financial backing too. How many Aurochs coins will I need to hold to get their service? Connor, nothing right now, but they're only like $16 each right now. There's only 1 million tokens. So I have like 150 or so. And I know that guarantees that I'll have full access to all their coins, all their services at all times. How soon after Richard Hart's movie documentary comes out do you think he'll release Pulse? Joseph Moreno, I actually think PulseChain is going to probably launch before that happens. Big bet. He's always sticking me though, because he knows I'm kind of religious. So he's always like, well, I'm going to get Randy. I set BP off the Shemitah stuff. Always. His face starts getting red. He just starts yelling, or in big pep way. Yep. But upcoming, how much? Just 150 or 50? 50 is gonna be plenty. All right, let's do the bugs. There's a new wallet coming out by these guys or at Aurochs. Let's see. Aurochs, they're look, they built this. This is a TradingView competitor, and it's going great. Okay, so Bitcoin USDT, we still got the sell on the monthly. On the daily, we have still a buy signal. AI or the DI is just below zero. We're at 0.005, so this could turn around tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what happens with the Fed, what they talk about, but I think they're not going to let anything happen until post elections. Here's Ethereum, still a sell, still looking lousy here. But on the daily, still on the green daily. The AI is looking good. DI is still below zero, so that's not super positive. But I can see the volume is picking up a little bit. We had pretty low volume, and now all of a sudden it's picking up. Interesting. Hex. This is the weekly. Still have a buy for Hex. Look how long it's been hanging in there, that weekly. And somebody mentioned earlier that the signals disappear. On the weekly and monthly, it's rare. When I use my indicators, I like them to paint before I commit to something long term. So if you waited here and you got the green here, and then you wait for it to paint, meaning it's there permanently, then look, you had a nice run up, and it went from 5 cents to 7.5 cents. So you made a 50% run. That would have been good, but still on the green. It means another run is possibly imminent. Look at the daily. Still green on the daily. Looking great on the AI, and not so great on the demand index, but the AI is saying we're still doing good. Man, imagine if PulseChain gets announced right here somewhere in the next couple of days. Wow. And now this one's cool. This is Hedron. I have a feeling that we're going to, on the weekly, I got the red here, but I bet you within 2 weeks, this is going to go green, and we're going to start going back up. Too much good news coming for Hedron. And we're still over the green for the AI, but heading down, we're starting to get negative a little bit. But the DI is smooth and steady. You can see how the volume just increased, and now it's staying right around there. Let's go on the daily. Oh, geez, we got double here. Okay, look at that. Nice little swoosh up. Look at that. Going up. Look at that. Going up. Yes. I'm happy to see Hedron getting happy again. I love my Hedron. No, they have not, Connor. They haven't released the exact number yet. RH is on Hexco's channel this Saturday. Yep, I heard. We all need to laugh just to keep saying this world. Hell yeah. Post-election's a good call. It's a safe call. It's always been a safe call. Maybe a pause now to boost Joe Biden. Go Joe, go Joe. Nah, I don't like him. Guys, thoughts on MJ gummies? Asking for a friend. Really getting really hungry, as in Budapest, Hungary, or hungry as in hangry? Good women, otherwise, to be fair, just a bit passionate. Yeah, just a little bit passionate and aggressive. I'll be at a restaurant with my wife, and one of the girls will be in another table just staring me down. My wife would be like, look at her like, what the fuck, chick? Do you mind? I don't like Joe either. Yeah. Pauses and pause and rate hikes. Yeah, so I think it's going to happen. They're going to go dovish, guys. Is Pulse Bitcoin really better than Bitcoin, Simba? I don't touch anything to those guys. HexInfo was a little bit too aggressive in Twitter, so I don't trust anything they put out. The only time election news started anything was at Trump's announcement to run for president. It started the BTC rally. Yeah, but it was also, I think it was 1 year before the happening. So thank you, everybody. It's time for me to go. I will see you again tomorrow night. You guys are great. And GMAX says, go Ron DeSantis. I would love to see that. I think he pissed everybody off. I'm all for drama. I love drama in politics. And that'll keep me busy in my live streams for sure. Yeah, they are. If you do go down to Medellin place, consider me calling me up and for sure. German food and Medellin. That sounds like a good plan. We don't have that here. We have like one German restaurant left. Thanks, everybody.